Hey everybody, we are back this Friday evening on May 29th, and you are simply socializing with Shan
and Simone.
Woo woo. So we're gonna do like we did last week, which was quite interesting. We picked a subject from the bowl.
We did.
And then we talked about a subject that was dear to my heart. So we're going to do that same thing today. We're going to talk about one subject, maybe two, out of the bucket. And then something very near and dear to both of our hearts, I will say. So we had already picked, and then we had some technical issues. So we just going to go on and say that.
So bear with us.
So bear with us. But anyway, so the subject was, how hard is it to be honest? And a lot of people think this is very easy, i.e. my co-partner here, because she will honest your head off, okay? I will too, but
she is a lot nicer with her
delivery.
With her delivery,
Yes.
Me, on the other hand,
Tell it.
I kind of tell it like it is. I'm more like the Dr. Phil version, Medea's version of telling you the truth. And then she gives more of like the Oprah, Tyra, who else real nice?
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, you're a straight shot, no chaser. Straight shot, no chaser. But anyways, go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about it.
About being honest?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly?
I can't stand you.
Honestly, I think that with age comes wisdom.
Definitely.
With wisdom comes a better way for you to break down your delivery of how to be honest with each person that you're dealing with.
Right.
So, for instance, I could tell Shan, like, you got a booger in your nose.
And that's just how she was feeling.
And that's just how I say it. But if I'm dealing with somebody else who's real sensitive or has, wears their heart on their sleeves, easily disturbed, have emotional issues, whatever you might call it, I would have to say, you got a bat in the bat cave,
I guess you could just hand them tissue. I'm really nice like that. I'll say, hey, you got a little. No.
See, I was trying to be real nice with the delivery, and then she did that. The reason why,
but you have to think about. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. But you have to think about, like, if you're in public, like one of our conversations, we talked about being at the dinner table with the Obamas, right?
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't just holler off and holler, hey, you got a booger in your nose.
That's why I said it depends on who you're talking to.
So that's why you just like, hey.
I'm not going to say hey to you. I'm going to yank you up and be like,
excuse me,
get them boogers out your nose. Did you look at thine self this morning?
Thine self.
Yes. Yeah. But for some people, I do feel like you have to be more direct with what you're saying and how you're saying it. Shall I use?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use work as an example.
We just had this
because, like, you may get an email coming out that's directed towards one person,
just one,
but it may generalize and go out to everybody. So picture me being the naive person thinking, oh, surely they talking about so-and-so. No, ma'am.
We're talking to you.
Yes. So I feel like some people need that more direct approach.
I agree.
What do you think about?
I can agree with that. There are times where you can't generalize it.
Right.
Because that said person will continue to do what they're doing until you say, hey, listen, it's you. Right? Because now I will say with my god sisters and my best friends, we are just straight honest, and that's how we've been able to keep our relationship. It's just honest. Yes. Like, hey, you're not going nowhere with me looking like that, or You plan on wearing that, or is that how we doing it? That's just like my god sister, that's older than me. She's a year older than me, and when we're talking Bible talk and we're researching the Word and things like that, if I do something or say something, she's like, that is not of God, and you ain't right. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So, but I do agree with you that there are some people who just don't know how to handle it, regardless of what your personality is. Some people just don't know how to handle the honesty. And then, but you know what I hate, and I know hate is such a strong word. And I'm gonna go there, men.
But it's real.
I love y'all, but I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Relationship. I won't even say men. I would say relationship wise. I hate that phrase. I lie to you because I love you. That man.
What? Who? Wait.
I now it's never been said to me, but it
People
has
really
been said. Yes.
I thought that was just in the movies when Jody said that to Yvette. I love you because I care about your feelings.
But no, people really think like that.
Well, I guess that is true. That is true.
Really, I don't want to tell the truth because then she's going to get mad at me.
Or they be like, they don't really answer you per se. They kind of beat around the bush with the answer. Okay.
Right. So
I concur.
But I feel like you're either going to take this honesty and we're going to grow from it, or we have to part ways. Because if I can't be honest with you, our whole friendship, relationship, whatever ship is a lie.
It's everything. It's every relationship you ever will have in your entire life. If you cannot be honest, then I personally feel like your relationship is not authentic. Woo! Somebody finna be mad. Somebody finna, them comments finna, listen. Any comments?
I don't agree. Y'all might not swing.
Right, but it's true.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Again, these are our opinions, our experiences.
Yep, and we're in our 30s now, so now you actually got to listen to us. We got 30-year-old experience. This ain't no 20. It's not 20-year-old experience. Right. This is real.
I mean, that's just how I feel about it.
Yes, so. I agree. I do feel like
that's a good subject.
Yeah, isn't it though?
That's a good one. So, I mean, again, comment below. Tell us what you think. Give us some experiences. If you're okay with sharing that, or if there's something that you want us to address. I was about to say next season, Jesus. Next
baby,
session.
We can get on TV. We on our way, baby.
So just let us know your thoughts about that, because not everybody feels like they can be honest, or they don't feel like being honest is easy. So I'll say that.
Exactly.
So you want to do one more subject, or you want to do our special subject?
I don't know. Let's do one more.
Shake him up, shake him up, shake him up, shake him.
Shake it like so, shake it. Shake it like. Why was that song the ish, man? Whispering though. I used to get in trouble for whispering. My mama would be like, "You better speak up."
Right.
I
tell my son that.
They made money off of whispering. We are not doing something right. Okay?
Oh, read the comment.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
This one is very specific. It says interracial relationships.
Ooh.
Hispanic women with black men. Very specific. So I think the person, shout out to Stephanie. La Stephanie.
Right?
So I have two La Stephanias actually, and they're both in interracial relationships.
That's true.
One I work with and one I don't work with. So that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
So what she said to me was, in 2020, now this is always interesting to me. I don't know about you, Shane.
Well, let's find out.
It's always interesting to me to hear through somebody else's eyes what they experience, even nowadays. For instance, Stephanie told me that she still gets looks from Hispanic men and black women when she's out with her black boyfriend. And she's a Hispanic woman. I don't understand that. In a world of
multiple
interracial relationships. I mean, marriages. You could marry whoever. You could marry a dog nowadays, and it's legal. Okay, said it. What you think about it?
So I happen to love seeing interracial relationships.
Why?
I mean, because for me it shows that people still know how to love regardless of race.
Yes.
Right? So I personally don't mind. Now, I have never dated outside of my race.
Oh,
shout
have
out
you
to
not?
the Black Kings. But
That's cute.
she talking about that's cute. Now, if it was presented to me, yes, I'd give it a try.
Do you feel like you would be letting your culture down?
No, because if my culture of men don't approach me and they don't get it right, because I have my choices, correct?
True.
I have my choices. And if I feel like he doesn't meet the standards I want, then, right?
Interesting.
So, because Texas is an interesting state.
It is.
The men in Texas are very interesting.
Yes.
I'm going to say that in a very polite way. Because I can go out of town elsewhere and be approached several times, right? Here in Texas, I just get stared at. They may wave. They may holler out some phrase because my backside is quite huge. We're not even going to front. But I'm rarely approached.
Why do you think that is?
I have literally been told. One of my exes told me. He said, because we met online. Because we met on time. We met
online or
we
on
met
time?
online.
On time.
And
online?
Black people meet, right?
What?
Yes. And he
Well,
told
Black
me,
people
he
meet?
was like, if I saw you in person and we were in the same place across from the room, I would not approach you.
Did he say why?
He said, because I look like I don't take mess. So I can't be mad about that, right? But it's just like, take a chance. Like, if you know you're not coming to play games, you know, then what are you worried about? Right? But I won't even say Texas guys. I'll just say Texas people, period, because I feel like some women don't approach. I won't say approach, but, you know, they kind of shy away.
You need to travel. You need to travel a little bit more because
travel. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. What do you mean by I need to travel more?
Travel and dating wise. I think that women all over the world will tell you the exact same. Yes.
Sorry.
Will tell you the exact same thing, that they feel just like you in their state. I just think that you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. Like-minded men.
I agree.
You have to surround yourself with men that also are seeking out a woman that knows what she wants.
I agree.
And is not going to take any ish and is not afraid of a challenge. Because let me be clear. No relationship is perfect.
And never will be.
I've been reading the Michelle Obama book, Becoming.
Birthday gift. Woo.
That was my birthday gift from Kia. I love you so much, my little boo-boo. And she, you know, to hear the first lady of she said the first
right
lady.
In our hearts.
In our hearts.
In our hearts.
To hear her say, and even on her, you know, she did like a glimpse of the book tour. And it's a series on, well, not a series, but like a movie. They put it all together of her book tour on Netflix. And she says, you know, even as the first lady, they had to go to marital counseling. That's huge. That's huge for me.
Especially in their position, because work can overcloud
everything.
Overtake everything. Especially with that type of job.
Yes.
But yeah, I get it. But again, I love seeing interracial couples. I don't, I will say I used to glare and snare when I saw a black man with another race.
Why?
Depending on his caliber, I would be like, that's supposed to be one of us, right? I'm just being honestly, we just
I'm about to be real honest. So go ahead.
Right? So, but then I'm just like, well, who am I to say that he need to be with one of us? Like, what has he experienced, right? Or what did she do to cause him to fall in love with her, right? Because the surface is we look at, oh, he just want her for her money, or oh, she just wants him for his money. Or privilege. I mean, we think all that, but how do we really know that, right? Because if that's our thought process, we're just going by what's been presented to us via movies, via books, right? You're not there you haven't been there with them. You didn't see how they met or who hooked them up or whatever the case is. So you don't know. It could literally be genuine love. And that's what I've learned to tell myself. I even do it with my mom. You know, we'll see something and be like, and then we'll be like, you don't know what they going through at home, right? And she look all happy. She probably getting her face bashed in, right? And is giving Maybelline all her coins, right? Pat it up, right? So we never know. So I literally have learned to say, oh, okay, well, hey, that's a nice couple. I mean, still that question kind of crossed my head, like, how they hook up, right? I think we can all say that question. I think
it have a lot to do with like how we were raised as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you hear, we like to think in our own personal bubbles that nothing and no one influences us and our thoughts and how we perceive things, but that is wrong. The longer you live life, the more you understand that is wrong. Everybody you come encounter with is going to have some type of effect on you and how you think about things moving forward. For me, I will say, in my teenage years, I used to have so much ish to talk about interracial couples. So much ish, like, what is that? What is that? Some type of OJ stuff? Like, what's wrong with them? But then at the same time, I did notice that some of those same women or girls or even the dudes, they would be with somebody who is like abusive mentally, physically.
Right.
They could be, could have dealt with like mind stuff. Like both of them could have lost parents at a really young age and connected on that. People go out to groups and outsource, in mourning. They meet, it's so many different ways you would never understand how people meet. Right. And as I got older, understood that I'm like, that's neither here or there for me. Right. If you like it, I see it. I ain't gonna tell you I love it because I don't know you like that.
You know what?
I don't know you like that.
I say that now.
Saying I love it.
I like it. If you like it, I love it. Wrong.
That's a wrong term.
If you like it, go ahead then.
If you like it, yeah. If you like it, go ahead then. I don't love it. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know y'all. I'm not gonna keep saying, not gonna do it. But yes, I was definitely that because we judge what we don't understand, I think. And we have opinions about what we don't understand and we have opinions about what we haven't gone through as well. So for myself now, a lot of things I don't like to speak on if I haven't experienced it myself. Because you never know what you would do in certain situations. Like being cheated on. Back in the gap, I was
in the gap.
Back in the gap. You did what? You talked to who? Okay, bye. Now I'm like, I don't know. You have to weigh out your pros and your cons. Is a one-time mistake worth your whole relationship? And then you have to think about this with your entire life. Does one mistake make you a bad person? If you make one mistake at work, does that mean you don't know how to do your job? I mean, you got to sit back and really think. Don't listen. I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit. Okay?
Very well said. Very well said. But they do look.
Yes.
By the way, look, speaking of the snappies, Simone is a poet, so we're going to make her do some poetry one of these days. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
But, no, I think that was good. That's good insight.
Yeah. So, interracial relationships, if you have any comments, any commentary, anything you got to say about our commentary on it, I'm going to give you my realist opinion on what I've seen and or heard. I love my interracial couples that I know. I've seen great things from them. Yeah. I hope they continue to do great things with themselves and their families. And that's all on that.
That's all on
What's
that.
next? Chandler and Mac book air. Did it stop?
It done did it.
Okay.
We're still going. All right, we'll have to edit that out. Anywho, so the other subject that is near and dear to our hearts, I'll let you kind of start off on it.
Cause she's the emotional one.
I'm the emotional one.
I'm a G. I can't see them coming down my eyes.
She gonna cry in the car. No.
Right. If any of you guys been watching the news, anything on social media you've heard or seen, the newest story about George Floyd, I believe is his name.
Yes.
I don't really know a lot of specific details. All I know is I saw a officer put his knee in the man's neck.
Right.
While he was already handcuffed is what it looked like. I don't understand that. It reminded me instantly, I am a fan of Orange is the New Black. There was a character on there by the name of Poussey.
I honestly have not yet. I have yet to watch it, but it is on my agenda.
It's a very interesting show. And it's not appropriate for children under 13.
For cheering.
Yeah, and if your child is not a mature enough 13-year-old, they don't need to watch it either. Poussey, the character, something transpired in their open area, and Poussey also was killed by an officer who crushed her lungs by putting his knee in her back.
Wow.
So I instantly was reminded of that, and I was just thinking, wow, it's weird to see a show come to life, because that's literally what happened.
Yeah. It's, for me, it's very saddening and, in all honesty, very scary. I have a 14-year-old African American child, and every day, like literally this week, he wanted to walk across the street to Kroger. Literally across the street. I said, no, I'm not going to let you do it. I've let him do it before, but it didn't feel right. Even my mom and I talked about it. She's like, I will drive and take him to the store, but letting him walk is not okay right now. And it's sad that you almost don't want your kids to even play outside. You know what I mean? Not that they do anyway, because they be doing thumb work, but it's sad this day and age that they can't go outside and play or walk up the street to a friend's house without you being overly scared. Because I'm going to say you're always concerned when your child is not in your presence.
Yeah.
Right? But to have such a fear that they may not come home, and they're not even in a gang, they're not even working at a harsh place of business.
They could just be walking home.
They could just be walking home from school, riding a bus, whatever the case may be. And I saw a quote by Will Smith. I think it was on Instagram, and he said,
"Love him."
He said, this didn't just start happening. This just started being filmed.
Exactly.
And the fact that you can sit and film something like this and be okay with it is scary. It's sad.
When you say film and be okay, are you referring to the person that's the onlooker, or the officers who have cameras on the squad cars and their self cams?
Right. Because
which one?
I mean, depending on the onlooker, because some people are recording this for entertainment. Let's just be real.
That's true.
Some people are recording this for entertainment.
Very true.
They are not recording it to say, oh, hey, this man was done wrong. Because, let's just be real, they don't want us here.
I don't know why.
They don't want us here. And this is why I talk completely about us knowing what we stand for. Get out there and don't be the typical statistic. I tell my son that every day. Want to learn. Be willing to learn. Put the game down and pick up a book.
And know your rights.
And know your rights. That's something that a friend and I was talking about the other day. Know your rights. You know, if you know you weren't doing something wrong, there's no reason for your car to be searched. I mean, if he having a pissy day, sir, that's your pissy day, but you're not going to take it out on me. You know, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
When you're faced in a situation. Because
and when your face looks like George Floyd. Facts.
So, I like she said, I'm the emotional one, so it takes a lot out of me. It really grieves my heart that we are still going through stuff like this, and they're still getting off.
And it's crazy that this could still happen. It's already a lot going on in the world right now. We are still fighting COVID-19. I don't understand. It almost makes you... I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think I am. It almost makes you think, is there some type of cult within our lawmakers?
Oh, listen. I don't know if
nobody's saying anything, but
I don't know if cult is the correct word, but we got some crooked ones in there.
We definitely got some crooked ones. And then how is it that not all officers are abiding by the same training?
Correct.
I just want to know, is the training different per state?
And it questions the leaders.
It does.
Because for the most part, people can hide their personality somewhat. But for the most part, you know when you have a racist officer in your unit.
That should be a part of the training.
But
obviously they're missing it.
But that's the thing. Like, I personally know somebody who's in the force who, I mean, it's not much he can do or say. Does he see it? Yeah.
And what does he do about it?
But honestly, we've never talked about that part. We've never talked about that part. But should something be said? Maybe.
I feel like saying stuff is just not enough because we're beyond saying at this point. For me, my question would be to officers all over the world. I feel free to comment. Feel free to comment. Give us some insight. For me, I feel like, what type of officer are you, and what are you doing to protect your family? Because when you put that uniform on, we're all your family. Your job is to protect and serve. Is that not what y'all's motto is? I don't know. Maybe it's changing in the last 5 years. I don't know.
It's not changing. They just not abiding.
Right. What as an officer stops you from making sure everybody is abiding by the law?
I think this is just my opinion, but I feel like this is where that kind of snitch law comes in. Snitches get stitches, right? Because if I work with you every day, right? You're racist, I'm not. You pull some wrong stuff. Can I say something? Should I say something? Of course. But I also have to remember, I got to go back out in the force with you.
As your partner.
As my partner. And I don't know how many people in this force are just like you. So if you create an alliance, I'm liable to get shot by friendly fire.
Interesting.
Or you're not going to have my back. So I'm going to be the devil's advocate, like they say, and say they likely want to say something. But if this is a job that they're passionate about, that they want to do, they're doing all that they can. But if they snitch on their partner, their whole life is in danger. Does it make it right? I'm not saying that it makes it right for them not to say anything. But like they say, there's two sides to every story.
I do believe there's two sides to any story, but you not saying something could make the difference in my son dying.
Could is the key word.
Could.
Will it?
Oh. And for many people, this has already been the case.
True.
Many of our sons, because it takes a village, does it not?
Go ahead.
have already died by the hands of officers. Mm-hmm. And so we want to fire them. We want to put them on desk work. What why are we so afraid to convict officers, lawmakers, superiors? And then my next question would be, for your superiors, how often do you check in on your officers? How often are they getting evaluated? Re-evaluated. What do y'all just say?
Re-evaluated at work, and we just work for eyes.
Every 90 days.
Yeah, we're gonna take this test and see what you.
Every 3 months we getting evaluated. Right. Supervisor, I know you just behind the desk.
But still, I agree with that. That's
I just wonder if you're superior, how often are the officers getting evaluated? That's my truest question, hands down. I would love for several officers to, give us some insight, because me personally, I do have 2 sons. One is 13, one just turned 10. Right. My boyfriend has 2 as well, 13 and a 2-year-old. So with that being said, we have 4 boys we thinking about. Shannon has 1. That's 5 boys right there. 5. I want to know, what are you doing? What is your part in making sure our children survive? Is keeping your mouth helping them survive? Keeping your mouth closed helping them survive? Or are you hurting them in the long run? We are seeing way too many stories come out based off of, way too many series coming out based off of true stories that's been going on for years. And then here we are in year 2020, officers are still killing black men and women. Right. And nothing is being done about it. So please feel free, again, to comment.
That was real tight. Anywho, so that's whew, that's heavy. In real life, that's heavy. So our condolences and prayers
to all the families.
Not just
that have been affected.
George Floyd, who was recently,
and the other guy, Abdul.
I don't want to say it wrong.
I don't want to say it wrong either. Yes. But it starts with an A. Our Sandra Bland's, our Trayvon Martin's,
all those. It's just it's very heavy. So our condolences.
Anthony Brown, Anthony Brown.
Yes. Yeah. So keep your kids close. Talk to them. Teach them.
Encourage them.
Encourage them. If you know of an officer that can talk to these kids, our kids, to let them know what to do if approached by an officer. We had a friend at work whose son was just in a situation. All glory to God that he's okay, and he was not approached aggressively, but that could have been another life taken. But this particular officer was very cautious, was very understanding, and helped the mother and the son get through all of this. So anyways, that was a heavy end, but
I want to add one more thing to this.
You want to add one more thing?
I want to add one more thing. If there are any officers, and I hope there are some that will listen, I would also say, I know that a lot of you already reach out to the community. More of you should reach out, get to know these little boys and little girls. That way, when you see them out somewhere and they're being a knucklehead doing something, you already know the personality of this child, and you're really not looking at a stranger anymore. You're looking at a familiar face that you can talk to.
That's good.
That's, just food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yes.
Some tasty soul food. No. But anyways, so thank you again for joining us. And we will be back next week. Again, comment, like, and subscribe. Yes. Tell your friends, your families, uncles, all that. Co-workers, even your enemies. Just throw it in there real quick.
Yes. Any view is a view, old father.
Anyways, share us on your social media avenues, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You can send the link. We did learn that. You can send the link out on Snapchat. So we appreciate you joining us every week. We love y'all. Mean it. Stay safe. Abide by. Because I was about to say obey and abide at the same time. by the CDC guidelines.
Yes.
Keep these masks on. Gloves or no gloves. Keep your hands sanitized and wash. 20 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. And if you don't have to get out, don't get out. We can't live like this forever. But for right now, be safe. We love y'all.
Love you.